Back to the Beginning Fest just went down over the weekend, and a bunch of interesting shit went down, including David Draymond of Disturbed getting booed, Sharon Osbourne dropped a ban due to greed, we got supergroups forming just for this festival, and we even got Jason Momoa moshing. We're about to talk about all this and so much more. I'm gonna pile basically every interesting thing that went down over the weekend in this one video. Happy Monday, hope you're doing well. How was your 4th of July? Tell me what you did. So Back to the Beginning is a festival thrown by Ozzy Osbourne and his team as a farewell show for not only Ozzy Osbourne but Black Sabbath as a whole, as they're now officially retired. Now here's the lineup, and I'll be sure to read it off for you, but before that, I just have to put this festival into perspective for you and just understand why it's so important. Black Sabbath essentially pioneered heavy metal as a whole. Your favorite band exists probably because of Black Sabbath. They're often the ones credited to make stoner metal, doom metal, and thrash metal a thing. Bands have took their work and used it as influence to push a subgenre. And it's funny because a few weeks before this festival was announced, I was literally telling my stream that Ozzy Osbourne is getting really old. So if you have the opportunity to see him live, do it, because we're gonna lose him soon. I was literally telling chat that, and then boom, this fucking festival, the whole thing was announced. Speaking of, thank you to the homies that pulled up for yesterday's stream. I started streaming every Sunday over on this channel and Twitch. Feel free to stop by this week. And if you can't make it to stream, that's fine, because I have 2 streaming channels. Vizzy Live, where it's basically content made through stream and it's edited and shit. And then I have Vizzy VODs, that's barely any editing. It's just long clips of me yapping about a specific thing. Vizzy VODs is basically this channel, but in live stream form. We just yap about music and gaming. Now this lineup, I'm sure you can imagine, dads and grandpas everywhere probably creamed their pants after seeing this announcement. But it's pretty insane because this is pretty much what the scene looked like back in the day. Obviously, you have some younger bands on here comparatively to Black Sabbath, like Gojira, Lamb of God, Macedon, Rival Sons. Like, these are all bands that are younger, again, comparatively to Black Sabbath. But at some point, this is pretty much what the scene looked like. Then notice on the bottom, you have a huge list of artists, which we're going to touch on later, because a lot of these people just formed the big super group hosted by Jason Momoa. And then all the way in the bottom, you see all profits will be donated equally to the following charities: Cure Parkinson's, Birmingham Children's Hospital, and Acorn Children's Hospice, a children's hospice supported by Ashton Villa. So this is a charity event, which is going to be extremely relevant for later, and pretty much everything I just showed you is relevant for later. Now, there's a lot of good news and there's some bad news. I'll lube you up, I'll warm you up by giving you the good news first, and then slowly things will get worse and worse. Starting off with this clip here. Now, this is Sid Wilson of Slipknot proposing to Kelly Osbourne, which is Ozzy Osbourne's daughter.
Kelly, you know I love you more than anything in the world.
Fuck up, you're not married, boy, do it.
Nothing would make me happier than to spend the rest of my life with you. So in front of your family and all of our friends, Kelly, will you marry me?
It's so cute. It's so heartwarming. I love how Ozzy, you're not fucking marrying my daughter. Such a wholesome time. And I'm curious to know where they are, because they're in this little area. They're all packed together like a bunch of sardines. So heartwarming, so cute, so wholesome. Congratulations to them. But more importantly, congratulations to you for becoming a member of this channel. If you hit the join button down below, you get to become a member and get access to all of these videos early. I upload 5 times a week. Now, the next thing I wanted to yap about, a lot of you may know this, but Ozzy Osbourne cannot stand. He cannot physically get up. And it's due to a combination of a few diseases. He got something going on with his spine. It's a little fucky, but it's mostly because of his Parkinson's disease. So a lot of people were curious on how this show is going to happen. How is he going to play this show if he can't even stand up? And the answer is simple. Craft this man a crazy looking black throne with wheels on it. I know it's a tiny clip, but this is the most I can show you without getting in trouble. If you want to watch the full live stream, if you go to, I have the link here. If you go to backtothebeginning.com, you could actually purchase the stream for 30 bucks. And then you could watch the entire event go down. But it is super cool how they made this happen. They got him elevating on the stage and he's just so happy. It's so cute, man. What a time. But it's super cool how they managed to let this happen, not letting this fucky ass disorder get in the way, cock blocking the show. They still made it happen, and it's such a fun way to combat the issue. Now let's get into the lineup. So here I have the full lineup, thanks to Loudwire, including all the songs each band played. Now there's so many bands on the bill. This would typically be like a 2-day festival, but the way they managed to fit all the bands in is everyone just had like 15 minutes or something a set. So a lot of bands, some only played 2 songs, some played 4 to 5, well, obviously depending on like the length of the song. So I'm gonna go ahead and just scroll down, and you could go ahead and pause whenever you want, and we'll make our pit stops during the super groups. So here we just had Macedon, Rival Sons, and I'm pretty sure this is the order they played. Here we have Anthrax. See, they only played 2 songs. One was actually a Black Sabbath cover, which was a trend a lot of these bands did. Super cute. Here we have Hailstorm with 3 songs. We got Lamb of God. And then here we land on our first super group. While I'm here, David Draymond was the vocalist for the super group at some point. And here is a clip of the man getting booed when he walks onto the stage. It was pretty much because of this. David Draymond is extremely open about his support for Israel and their actions. So much so that during his trip to Israel, he decided to sign some of the missiles that are about to be used to attack Palestine. Now, you guys know I don't talk about politics on this channel, and if you're curious why, on my Vizzy VODs channel, I'm gonna upload a clip sometime this week during this like Chris Franzak drama that I go into why I don't talk about politics there. But you have to admit that this is weird as fuck to do. And the thing is, boos shouldn't be too surprising during this show, because again, you have an image of Draymond signing off missiles that he weirdly flexed and posted on his own personal Instagram account so everyone can see. Proceeds to participate in a festival that is a big farewell to the band that wrote War Pigs. And if it isn't obvious by the title of the song, it's War Pigs is literally like an anti-war song. So yeah, duh, you're gonna get booed when you hop on stage. I think it's pretty obvious why people didn't like that. But then next we have Jack Black, Revel Ian, and Roman Morello. It's actually so cute because it feels like a tribute to 2 things at once, and this is another video I can only show you so much of. This video is somewhat of a parody of the original Mr. Crowley. It's like a replica of the original video, and at the same time it's cute because it feels like Jack Black is kind of paying homage to the School of Rock movie because it's him on vocals, and then you have like the young kids that are playing the instruments. Like this blonde kid here, he literally looks like one of the characters in the movie. Then we got some Alice in Chains, we have Gojira. Then here we have the other supergroup with some pretty massive names on it as well. Not so much news here, but just seemingly a really good performance. Let's take a pit stop at Pantera, because during Pantera's set, we actually saw Jason Momoa hop into the crowd and participate in the mosh pit. Here's some videos of that. Here's one of the clips. Jason Momoa literally just gets off stage, just going right over the barricade because he just wants to participate in the crowd for like during Pantera. Then if we scroll down, here's a guy actually in the circle pit with Jason Momoa. It's pretty wholesome. Like they're all singing together, and it's so many people. And then of course you got one guy back here dressed as Jesus, which I feel like a lot of most festivals has to have one Jesus cosplayer. Now I didn't know this until I fucking looked up these videos and I kept scrolling through the shorts, but apparently Jason Momoa, it actively goes to shows. Not only that, he like regularly throws down. Like this is him during what show is this? Metallica. This is during a Metallica show. Here he is just participating in the pit. And I guess I never thought of being such a big celebrity attending a show. Here, like, it's cool. No one is like really bothering him or anything. They're just like letting him do his thing. But here Jason is at another Pantera show, and here we can see some guy asking him for a picture, and he's like, no, man, just like watch the show. He doesn't want a picture, right? And again, this is something I never really thought of. Like, if you're a big celebrity guy and you just want to pull up to a show and throw down and be a part of the crowd, you don't really want to pay for seats, because I don't know about you guys, but I like general admission. I don't like sitting down during shows because, yeah, I like to participate in the crowd, in the pit. I like to be active. I feel like sitting there and watching, like, yeah, it's fun. And there's value to that, right? Because you could actually see the actual performance, the actual show, which is a lot harder to do if you're in a crowd and there's so many people pushing you around and shit. But what I love about shows is the crowd participation. That's one of my big reasons of going. So being a big celebrity and attending these shows could be an issue, because if you like to crowd participate, but you're too famous to like you're just getting cock blocked during your show. You're just trying to watch Pantera or a band that isn't shitty, and then you got some guys that are like, yo Jason, yo, picture, and he's like, bro, I'm just trying to watch a show. I'm just trying to do my thing. Let me be a human. But I could also imagine, like, if you're a big fan of Jason and you're a big fan of Pantera, right? Like, that's like a super, like, I don't know, like a memorable moment for you, and yeah, you'd want to take a picture or whatever. But here's the rest of the lineup along with the set list. Guns N' Roses, they had a pretty long set list compared to every other band. But again, feel free to pause at whatever band you want to see the set list of. Metallica, and again, you can watch the full live stream at backtothebeginning.com. You could just go buy it for $30. I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't buy it. I'm sorry, dude. I love this festival. I love the idea. I love everything about it, but I'm gonna be so for real, I cannot afford to pay for that live stream right now. You could help me afford it by becoming a member of the channel or buying some merch. I just dropped a bunch of new merch that I didn't announce on this channel yet because I'm waiting for it to come in the mail and I want to like show it off. But it's available for purchase now if you want. Link in description. Now the last bit of news we're gonna touch on is this one. Sharon Osbourne reveals that she cut off an artist from the charity farewell event. Basically because the band in question was like getting too greedy with it. They like wanted to get paid more or something, and Sharon is like, bro, this is a charity event, fuck off. There is speculation to who the band could be, but realistically it's impossible to know, because she mentioned this during like a Billboard interview, which I can't find anywhere for some reason. She mentioned it and she said, yeah, I'm gonna tell you who it is, but after the festival happened, so we can expect that sometime this week, and I'll be sure to make a whole video on it. But this was before the announcement of the festival, before the announcement of the lineup. Like, they weren't on the flyer, so it's literally impossible to take a fat guess at who it was. But I can't imagine being a band and having this ego, like, no, I can't play that show, I'm not getting paid enough. You think I'm going to play the farewell festival for Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath for little bread? That is crazy. You should feel honored that they even invited your bitch ass. And for you to deny it because you're not getting paid enough, bitch, I would do that shit for free. Are you stupid? But yeah, be sure to subscribe because I will cover that, assuming this news is going to come out later this week. It'll probably happen today or tomorrow, truthfully, but I'll be sure to make a whole video on it. So subscribe, make sure you like, join the Discord, link in the description, because it's filled with people like you and I who are into cool music and gaming. Now click right here because last time I spoke about Anthony Fantano hating women.